What up? Just wanted to give a little heads up before this month's videos start to come out. Um, Me and Stassi took a lot of notes about Stranger Things, and we're going season by season. So if you haven't watched Stranger Things, you don't want it spoiled, or you just don't care about Stranger Things that much, maybe skip this month because we took a lot of notes and we are very thorough. So I just wanted to put that little heads up before you see 3 videos this week. So yeah, just a heads up. So much fun. I'm having a great time already. But I just wanted to give everybody that heads up in case you don't like Stranger Things. So with that being said, we're gonna go into the first videos of the month. Enjoy. Peace.
Welcome to Missing the Homies. This is the show where I bullshit with my homies. Welcome, Stassi. Welcome back. Hello, hello.
Oh, hello.
I made it my New Year's resolution to actually say the name of the show with the person who's on it because
Mm-hmm.
Did I tell you the story?
No.
I asked Renee's mom if she would kick the year off again. I was like, hey, would you want to be on Missing the Homies? And she's like, what's that? And I was like, oh God.
How embarrassing.
Run the intro music. That's my note for editing.
Okay.
All right, hat backwards. Now I'm ready to talk Stranger Things. Stassi, first off, let me see your notes. How many pages of notes do you have? Also, we have to. Yeah. Okay, so that's the thing. So we're starting at season 1 of. Oh my gosh.
So it's 7 pages.
7 pages just for season 1?
Okay, but like I did it by character.
Jesus
So like they're not
Christ.
full pages. Like they're not full pages. It's just because I did 2 characters on each page.
Shit. Okay, that's still a lot. So, okay. Yeah, anyways,
it's like 11, Mike, Lucas and Dustin, Jonathan, Joyce, Hopper, Nancy, Steve, Will, and then I have the Demogorgon because like should be on there.
A main character.
Then the lab/Brenner, and then my last page is just my fun facts.
Ooh, okay.
I love a fun fact.
Okay, so we paint the scene because I'm in the mind state of season 4.
Yeah, I know. I knew this would happen.
Yeah, which, this is why I was thinking. I was like, maybe you should just wait to watch season 4 as we do it. And then I was like, no.
The problem is I know for a fact I would have spilled something. Like, I would have destroyed, because especially season 2, the parallels between 2 and 4, insane.
Okay, then
hold on. Fun fact. The Duffer Brothers were like, oh yeah, we haven't watched season 2 in a while. That's so crazy. That is a bold-faced lie. I don't believe a word out of their mouths.
So, okay, wait. So, who's the big bad of season 2? Was that the Mind Flayer? So, okay,
it's the Shadow Monster, because they don't call it the Mind Flayer until like later. I mean, they call it that in season 2, but it's like the finale.
Gotcha.
So yeah, for them, like the Shadow Monster, and then the dogs, like Dart.
Yes. Okay, so season 1.
Mm-hmm.
Can we start with your fun facts? I want to know your fun facts. And then let me pull up.
Well, okay. So I put some of my favorite lines.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
And then just like some things. Okay, so one of my favorite. Oh, this isn't a fun line. This isn't a fun fact. I just put this. Like, I know we talked about how Ted Wheeler is just like a piece of shit.
Yes.
He's kind of iconic.
Really? Well,
some of his lines are so fucking like he is like the most like right wing like
Ted
conservative
sucks.
Republican, but at the same time he kind of calls it as it is. Like he's so dumb and so awful that it's kind of funny. Like when he is drinking, like what is he drinking? Like milk or something? Like the dinner table, Karen's just like, okay, Ted. Like it's kind of funny. Like he's awful. Don't get me wrong. He's horrible.
I wonder how, because I love that Ted is a character just because every single time he comes onto screen, I'm like, God, I fucking hate Ted. Ted is still around.
Okay, but did you see that parallel in that exact scene where she's like, hope you're enjoying your chicken, Ted, when he's like drinking? And then in season 4, when they're talking about the roller skate at the dinner table, and they were like, "Oh, but she's fine," talking about the girl who got smacked,
Mhm.
and he fucking Mike is like, "She didn't look fine," and then he takes a sip. Girl, that is the same scene. That is the same scene.
Oh my gosh, Mike! Wow. You
We
know, I
can't. Gotta go back. We gotta go back. We
okay,
gotta go
okay,
back.
okay, 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 okay.
Okay. One of my favorite scenes. The fact that the teenagers truly just lit the buyer's house on fire.
Yeah, what the?
Yeah, they just lit that shit up.
Well, okay, wait. So so season 1.
That's Steve, Nancy, and Jonathan, which I have to say, one of my favorite groupings.
I I have
Love.
I have loved Steve's. I know we're
Yeah.
starting at, I know we're starting at 1. It's God, this is
It's
so
so good.
hard.
I told you.
But so I
We should
love
have been doing this as you watched them.
honestly, that would have been the best move to what after we finished the season. Wow. Okay, well hindsight is 2020. Um
Okay, well, next
I have
time I
lo-
recommend something.
I love Steve. And
Yeah.
I have loved him for
Season 2. Then on.
yeah, because season 1
Okay,
he was
I'm
the
gonna be
worst.
honest. I will tell you the exact moment Steve became that bat trick. The bat trick when he swings at the Demogorgon and he, for some god knows reason, just swings it around a little. That was the moment. That's one of my facts. It's in here somewhere. Steve is hot.
Oh, okay. This is one of my notes. I put Steve sucks, but I have a strong feeling he's got a redemption arc ahead of him.
So that's a fun fact, actually. So Steve was written
Tell
as
me the
a
fun facts.
1-episode character.
Really?
He was written as a 1-episode character. He got onto set. He actually auditioned for Jonathan. Fun fact. But he got Steve, went on to set. They were like, just kidding. You're at least for the season. And by the end of the season, they said, yeah, no, you're staying. And Sean Levy, whatever, he has stated that he will not work on Stranger Things without his name is slipping my mind. Joe Keery.
Joe Keery. Oh, I made a joke about Joe Keery, and anyways,
Also, love his music. Just gonna say it.
he's got music. What kind of music does he do?
It's like alternative pop, I would say.
Oh my gosh.
But like, it's good. Anyways, that's a fun fact.
Wait. Oh my god. I just had so many. What was I just gonna say? Damn it. Okay. Anyways, keep
Okay.
going. If it comes back to me, I'll.
Another one of my favorite scenes is Jonathan and Nancy buying like
all
bear
of
traps
the
and them saying they're monster hunting.
which I thought was so funny because it's like, yeah, what are they gonna say? Just like
Absolutely.
nothing.
Okay, yeah. The group of teens is my favorite. That bat trick, once again, super hot. That's my next note. I really enjoy the scene when the kids are all in the bus and Hopper beats the fuck out of the other people and then screams at them, "Let's go!" like multiple times.
I thought that was so funny when they're like, I mean, the junkyard being their like meeting hub. I've loved their like little bases of operation. God, this is so hard.
Yeah.
All of, like, especially in this most recent season, I was like, oh, I love the mobile base.
Oh yeah. Okay, another fun fact. Supposedly Finn Wolfhard cannot ride a bike.
Really?
Well,
when did they start the show?
And apparently he is not riding a bike. I don't know how true this is, but I heard this. I don't know the truth behind this.
Wait, but I mean, he rides a bike.
I don't know. This is just, it could be a fun fact that I just don't understand that it's a joke, but
that seems like false.
Something that I did watch was like, honestly, it was just in like the, hey, you should watch this YouTube video, and I did. But the casting for this show, top tier. All of the kids had to be like industry kids. They wouldn't hire like a new kid because there was so much like important dialogue.
Oh my god, I remember what I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
Is Sean Levy is it the same? Is it Schitt's Creek Sean Levy?
No.
Oh, different.
That's Eugene Levy.
Isn't? Then what's the son?
He just did. He's doing Deadpool 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Leave.
He did that movie Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds. Joe Curie's in that.
Is
looks
he?
really-
I never.
he
Oh,
looks-
this is Sean Levy. I never saw Free Guy, but
Okay, I honestly just watched it the other day.
really, how was it?
It's kind of long, but like Joe Curie's hot.
Oh, did you watch Bullet Train?
It's on my list.
Bullet Train was actually
You know what? I'm gonna be honest and say I wanted to watch it, then I didn't want to watch it because I don't love Brad Pitt. But then Aaron Taylor Johnson's in it, and then I heard Joey King fucked him, and maybe he's breaking up with the granny.
Aaron
so I
Taylor
want-
Johnson is the guy who played Kick-Ass.
Yeah, he was Quicksilver in Civil War.
Yeah.
And
Oh my god, that
he,
guy's
okay,
good
so
in-
a fun fact about him.
wow,
him,
two
Elizabeth
completely
Olsen
different.
did Godzilla together, and then he got cast in the MCU, and they were like, "We need someone for Wanda," and he was like, "You could ask, like, I just played with Elizabeth Olsen. She was my wife. Now she's gonna be my twin sister." Very comic book.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of,
Yeah.
did you? I have asked you if you've finished that
No.
Scarlet Witch, and you have
No.
not. Oh yeah, you can't read.
I can't read.
Are you still blind every now and then? How are you?
You know, I was doing that Neosporin eye thing I haven't been doing that for about 2 days now. It's been okay. So I don't know what that was. Anyways,
Crazy.
Gaten,
Oh, speaking.
Caleb,
Wait,
and
wait, wait.
Sadie were all theater kids, like Broadway babies.
Oh my gosh, Nepo
Like-
babies.
No, like I mean maybe, but they were all kids that were on Broadway. Like Sadie Sink was Annie. I think
Yeah.
Caleb was in something for The Lion King, and Gaten is currently in
He was
Dear Evan Hansen.
Simba. Evan Hansen.
Dear Evan Hansen.
I don't know
Okay.
what that is.
Finn had done it, or like had been cast in it at least, and then other stuff. And Noah Schnapp was in like a Spielberg movie.
What? Was
Yeah.
he E.T.?
We can't get into ET. We still don't know what happened.
I was.
Supposedly, I'm just gonna keep going.
Oh my gosh. Okay, wait, real quick. So while we
had
were
One brain cell.
while we're close to the Wanda topic.
Okay.
Close. We're slightly removed. That
Mhm.
brings me to one of my first points. My
Mhm.
very first note.
Okay.
Which goes back to the very first episode.
Yeah.
So, wow, this is so funny that I remember, because like I can't remember shit. But anyways,
Uh-huh.
the comic book that Dustin, when they were looking for Will, and Dustin was like, "Oh my god, I was gonna give you X-Men 134." So he mentioned that specific one. I read it.
Yeah.
And have I told you what it's about, or did you
No.
read it? Oh,
No.
okay. Oh, I said I was going to. Anyways, so it's about the Hellfire Club.
Oh, cute.
It's about the Hellfire Club kidnapping Jean Grey and like brainwashing her. And I was like, that is a very interesting and very specific comic
Yeah.
to drop. And so like
well,
season
everything's on purpose.
Oh yeah. So that's when you said that, I was like, oh, that's so sick. So I've been watching this whole thing through the lens of like, Elle very much reminds me of Jean Grey.
Yeah.
And especially when what is it, season
You hear about
2?
it?
Oh yeah. Sweaty was just he was just here on me, and I was gonna show you. He was
I think your cats are fake.
my cats are
Hi.
not fake.
Hi. What's wrong? Okay, he's here. Nope, he's here.
Let's see.
Nope, he is on the iPad.
Mr. Mustache.
Hello, sir.
Up there he is. But yeah, so I just thought I thought that
That
was
is
super
That is like a cool tie-in. Again, everything's on purpose, even stuff we don't know. Please stop. I'm actually begging you.
Let me see. Okay,
Um,
more fun facts. While
the actor Charlie Heaton, who plays Jonathan, and Natalia Dyer, who is Nancy, have been dating since season 1 of the show.
wait, Nancy and who?
Jonathan.
Oh,
The actors have been dating in real life since season 1. They are one of the cutest couples I've ever seen. Charlie
Aw.
Heaton is British, and
why is
During
everybody? Why is
They're just
everybody
better than us.
British?
They're better than us. In the scene where Nancy goes into the Upside Down and he is just screaming Nancy, supposedly he couldn't say Nancy with an English, like with a American accent,
Nancy.
and they just had like so many cuts of him just fucking up.
Nancy.
Going back to the casting thing,
Nancy.
supposedly, when they were casting for Will, they weren't positive they were going to get a season 2, but they had hopes.
Mhm.
And so when they casted, they knew that they needed someone that was like so innocent and lovable that you could understand why these kids were doing everything they could to get him back. And then you
Oh.
needed someone who could then carry season 2.
Hmm.
I
I feel like Will didn't really shine until season 3.
Okay. All right. I don't
Just
agree.
kidding. I'm just kidding. Season 2, Will's acting was top tier. Okay.
And then apparently the only like they did a lot of like chemistry and like screen testing, but the main one they did was from Mike and Will,
where
which like they needed to make sure that the two had like chemistry.
yeah, because they're supposed to be best friends /
Yeah.
Oh, are we spoiling? We're not spoiling the seasons, right?
I mean, this is the first thing we learn about Will.
No, literally the first thing that is said about him.
So what do you think about Mike? I just have to ask.
I hate Mike. Mike
No,
sucks.
What do you think about Mike and Will?
What do I think about Mike and Will? Like their
I mean,
friendship?
obviously you know this is a little spoiler.
Spoiler for 4?
Who realized in 3 that Will was gay?
Yeah, I mean,
What do you feel about Mike?
what do I feel about? Oh, like
Yeah,
do I
think
think Mike
could be
will?
gay? Think he's straight? Do you think he could be bisexual? What are your thoughts?
It's tough to project the sexuality of a literal child.
It is, but you know what? They did it in the first scene. So I'm just curious your thoughts because I have thoughts.
Let's hear them because I don't know. I feel like Will or Mike. Oh my gosh, that's the other thing. I keep knowing that I'm talking about one, but I say the other name. Like
Yeah.
Will and Mike for some reason. Those two,
interchangeable.
yes.
I'm actually begging.
So are we talking season 1 or where we're at now?
Just overall. I was just curious what your thoughts were.
I think
We're jumping ahead of ourselves, but
Mike is just really concerned with Elle.
yeah.
Not even so much from like a romantic standpoint at this point in the show. I feel like he's
I found that he needs to be needed.
Yeah, I feel like Mike sucks, but he's got a good heart.
Oh yeah, I think that's in my Will or Mike notes. How dare you do that to me? Okay, I was just curious because I would like to just say that Mike is heavily queer coded this whole show.
Really?
Yeah, and as someone who has seen Finn Wolfhard in other shows and other movies, that man acts the same. He does the same ticks for when he's playing with a love interest, and I'm gonna be honest, he's playing that love interest with Will.
What other shows is Finn Wolfhard
He's in
been?
a few other movies. He's in a Ghostbuster movie.
I was gonna say he's in the Ghostbusters.
It 1 and 2. Also, if you haven't seen them, what they did to that boy in It 2, unforgivable.
I haven't seen the second one.
Okay, so picture Mike season 1, and then picture Mike season 3. You can see the difference. That's what happened between It 1 and 2, and so they de-aged him. You should Google it right now. Just put in Finn Wolfhard It 2. What they did to that boy.
2. Oh.
The glasses, the eyes.
I was gonna say the eye. It looks like they zoomed in.
Yeah.
We'll
get back to it.
I'll include a picture right here.
Yeah, personally,
Here and now.
I find Mike to be heavily queer coded, but he could just be bisexual. I'm not saying nothing.
I'm not saying, but you're not saying, but you're just saying.
I'm just saying that I have honestly, if as a bystander of someone who is looking at the two actors side by side, I have seen multiple people say just by images, "Oh, that one's in love with that one," talking about Mike.
Really?
Yes. And as
And it,
again, someone who has seen Finn Wolfhard and other things, he's also in the Goldfinch. That was good, but like not great. He's in a few things. He has the same kind of
he's in a
ticks.
head. He's in a head cum. Head
He just
not
did a Jesse Eisenberg movie.
not head cum. Head gum.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna cut all
Yeah,
this out.
we should actually just cut this whole thing. Anyways,
Cut this whole podcast.
yeah, we don't need to do it. Anyways, you haven't gotten to this point, so I can't give you that because that's a season 4 parallel.
So let me. Who do you think were my favorite characters on a first watch?
You feel Hopper,
Yeah. Well,
100% Hopper.
Hopper.
If you don't think 11, I think you're wrong. You should love 11. Joyce.
No.
No,
Hopper.
I know.
Hopper.
It's
Yes.
Hopper. Are we just
Hopper-
talking season 1 or
Yeah.
all the show?
No, just season 1.
Okay.
Oh, it changes. That's the
Oh,
other
yeah.
thing. We got
Okay. Anyways,
each
so Hopper
season.
for sure. Is it Lucas?
I love Lucas.
I
Yeah.
love Lucas. Okay.
Lucas is
Because I have a top 3/4 for season 1.
okay.
How many do you have?
Just 4 actually.
So Hopper, Lucas.
Yeah.
It wasn't 11. Oh, that's bold. Okay.
All right.
It's not. It's not Mike. Like I know it's not Mike.
It's absolutely not Mike.
Is it Dustin?
Yes.
Oh,
I
I love
love Dustin. I feel
Who is your 4th?
so Jonathan. I really love Jonathan flaming Nancy, being like, "No, you are just spoiled and entitled, and you suck."
In season
And
1?
Yeah, but then
Okay.
also, still, I think I completely forgot about this, but this is one of the craziest things is that Jonathan was full on just taking pictures of Nancy.
Okay, that's in my Jonathan notes. I
That
have
is
a lot to say about that.
that is still
I have
so
a lot
weird.
to say.
I feel like it gets glossed over so
There's
fast.
season 1. Okay, same thing kind of with Steve. Like Steve really called Jonathan a fool. Okay. And like, yes, he grew from that, but like it still happened. And then same thing, Jonathan full on took like nude pictures of his soon to be girlfriend while
Which
she was
was
sleeping with her boyfriend.
Absolutely crazy. Like, not to defend Steve, but like Steve was,
Steve was right there.
I think
like, when he
Steve was
right, that's
rightfully
Steve
angry.
too. That is in my Steve notes. Well, my season 1 faves.
Yes. Obviously 11,
My number 1 is 11 because she's just an innocent baby who can do no wrong.
and then Will.
No, Will is not in my season 1 favorites because he is not actually in the show.
Yeah. Let's see who else. Probably Barb.
No, it's
Damn.
actually, I think, going to surprise you. It's Jonathan. And then my 3 like is tied because actually I really think Mike and Joyce go hand in hand
Really?
because they're both just not giving up. I wanted it to be Lucas. I won't lie because I love the boy.
So okay, so that's.
But I don't think he got enough screen time.
No, Lucas definitely didn't, but he was.
Which is funny that I put Joyce there because I actually kind of ripped her to shreds in my
In your-
notes about her.
In your character notes.
Yeah. Who should we start with?
Start with Nancy because I
Oh.
agree. I agree. I think Nancy did suck first season.
Okay, I don't think she sucked. I think she's going through some shit. But also, she has never had to. First thing I put, this girl is 15 years old.
Yeah.
This is a child. I do really appreciate in episode 1 when Dustin goes upstairs to ask her if she wants pizza. She is on the phone with Barb. So we do establish that friendship very early on. So it's not just like the next episode walking in the hall. No, she is actually talking to Barb.
Oh, okay. I didn't even notice that. Does she say Barb?
Yeah.
Oh.
I've rewatched too many times.
Hi, sweaty.
I do, you get her whole backstory with her giving that to John. Oh, hello. You give her whole backstory to Jonathan, which it's not great. I mean, like, it's not the worst upbringing, but it is like these kids don't know love. They know that
Not at
them,
all with fucking
they don't.
with Ted
Yeah.
being
Yeah,
Ted.
exactly.
Ted being like, "You're gonna."
Which poor Holly. That is my. I'm
Well,
personally hoping for Holly in season 5, but
I hope Holly is the secret savior
no,
because
for real.
that would be the.
Also, how the age difference? Because Holly, I think they said is 4 in the first
she's
season.
4 in the first season. Yeah.
Okay, Nancy's 15.
Holy shit. So wait, how old is Mike? 15.
They're 12 in the first one.
Wow, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
Because they're supposed to be in 7th grade in the first one.
Wow.
Which both, because they're so little.
Yeah, didn't you say Will was 10
Noah was 10.
or Noah was 10?
Yeah, Noah, as an actor, he was 10 when he got cast. So him and Millie are the same age. They're both the babies. They turned 18 last year.
Your encyclopedic knowledge for this shit is crazy.
It's not just for this. It's like kind of for everything.
Oh my god.
Anyways, going on. Does hurt. Her and Jonathan have those matching wounds.
Yes.
That's big. The
They're
scene
soulmates.
of her when she's screaming at Karen, she's really breaking like that perfect daughter mold because she's like, yeah, I fuck Steve, like, but that doesn't matter. Like to her, I think that's big in the Steve Nancy of it all is she slept with Steve and she said it doesn't matter.
In the Steve Nancy of it all. I mean, I get what you're saying because now we're
especially
still.
in again, this is the 80s.
I don't know. I wasn't around.
Yeah, no, neither was I. Not even a thought. But it's not like today where you can just be like, yeah, I fucked someone over there. Like, it doesn't matter. No one gives a shit about your virginity now. But in the 80s?
Karen was wildly. Karen was with the times. I hate in this.
Yeah, going back
this
to
most
my
recent season.
I can't say it now because
I'm.
But I'll come back to Nancy or Karen. I do really, really enjoy when they're going to set up the isolation like pool. What's that called? In the gym.
My gosh. Yeah. The sensory deprivation tank.
Yeah. And Nancy is like, no more secrets between us. And then the next 3 seasons, they just continually lie to each other the whole time. Really love that. Okay, so this is kind of a more of an opinion.
I think that's in my notes. I think that's
the lying.
Just that Nancy and Jonathan are trauma bonded to fucking hell.
Yes, they are fully trauma bonded, and you get a lot more of that in season 2. We get more like play of it.
Yeah.
But I do think actually that screaming match with Karen gives like it all that all plays into what happens in season 2.
Yeah.
Let's see. This is more of an opinion, but especially in that hospital scene, I do think she's happy that Will is alive, but I think she resents Will because
100%. 100%. And
that is also affecting her in season 2 because she's so happy that her brother's best friend is back and that Jonathan, who is one of her only friends in season 2, that his brother came back. I think she's super happy about that. But
she and Steve
lost her best friend.
Yeah, and they like it. It's kind of. This is getting into season 2, but I did think it was crazy how Murray got introduced into the whole thing because Nancy and Steve, they made it seem like they were going and having dinner with Barb's family, like
weekly almost.
Yeah, I think they said that they like canceled the last time, but it made it seem like they had been doing it.
Season 1 to 2, that's a year in between.
Oh, it is. Okay, so say they've been doing it for a year-ish.
So this is November of 93, or I'm lying, 83, and season 2 is like Halloween of 84.
Of 84, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a year.
But yeah, so I'm with you on Nancy.
Fully resents Will, but is also, because again, something we don't learn until season 2 is that Mike and Will have been best friends since they were the first day of kindergarten.
Yeah.
And we know from the backstory of the Byers that they had an awful childhood, that their dad was a piece of shit who was probably beating the fuck out of them, as that's in my Jonathan notes. So we know that Will spent most of his childhood over at the Wheeler house. So we know for a fact that Nancy has seen Will her whole fucking life.
Yeah.
So that is a big part of her season 2 just absolutely losing it. Not only did she lose her best friend, but she also kind of hates a 12-year-old who she's known since he was 5.
Which is insane. Wow. It's so crazy to think that, because like that makes season 1 just sound like a huge setup, and it's
crazy because it was written with the intention of a season 2, but they also, because they apparently had shopped this show around a ton and Netflix was the only place that picked it up, they shot it with the intention of, if it ends with season 1, we have a storyline. It is much different than what we got.
Which is, so I guess this is a longer, well, obviously this is going to be a longer conversation. We're going to keep doing these, but so did they have the whole story? Like how, because obviously this is mapped out. Like you said, season 2
from
insanely mirrors season 4.
Even though they claim it doesn't.
So
from what I have heard, because obviously like Steve is a good example.
Yeah.
Steve was written for 1 episode. He then changed into 1 season. I don't know the full facts, but okay, I'll let you know this. 11 was supposed to die in season 1. 11 was not the main character.
That's okay. You can say whatever you want. I won't fact check it.
Well, okay. Well, I'm saying I don't know the full facts of this, but I know she was supposed to die at the end of season 1 when she gets rid of the Demogorgon. That was supposed to be the end of 11.
She was supposed to explode.
Yeah, essentially. And then I think by that point, they kind of knew that they were getting picked up. I could be wrong. They could have changed their minds. I mean, scripts change all the time.
Yeah.
But from what I've heard, like Steve living was because they decided, fuck this. Joe Curie's great. We love him. We love the chemistry that he has with all the actors. He needs to continue. Same thing. You can't have this show without 11. Like,
no. Well, they're
gonna die.
Yeah, like later in I think it's the 3rd season, like Mike. Yeah. Okay, so it is the mall. When Mike is like, you can't just keep having her do everything.
Yeah.
I started thinking that like halfway through the 2nd season. I was like, is this whole thing just gonna be on her shoulders? And I mean it has. Yeah.
Yeah. It is.
And not to who cares? I already recorded a spoiler warning. I'm like, before all of this, I'm like,
who hasn't seen it but you?
Me. If there's any more me's out there, they'll
oh, I've spoiled so much already.
I mean, yeah, how many times have we referenced season 4?
Season 4. Yeah.
Stassi, do you have anything that you need to hit on your notes?
I was just gonna say, I really didn't like how before she kind of becomes a badass, she made that comment about like, oh, I can't go out because Mike's friend got lost in the woods. Like, this is a 12-year-old boy who's missing.
Yeah, like, and not
I did not like that.
Not some 12-year-old boy, like you said,
brother's best friend. And I guess they hadn't really pieced that whole backstory the way that they were going to do it for season 2.
Yeah,
but looking back, that's a bitch comment. Yeah, the only other comment I have in here was that her and Charlie Heaton have been dating since the show started, and that girl's got some serious upside down trauma.
Oh, 100%. Which makes her like, it's the thing that I have not liked about the show, because I have one thought at the beginning of every season. I'm like, how the fuck are they not listening to Joyce and Nancy and Will when any of them say that something weird happened?
Exactly.
Why wouldn't you immediately go like, oh shit, okay, we got to drop everything? And
that is what I'll say about Mike. The second that Will, or like, I'm going to say Will, the second that Will kind of says like, hey, shit's fucked up, Mike believes him.
Yeah, that I will. Okay, I will give Mike that.
I am into Will. Will, I am. You know, I love Will. I love Mike. I hate him, but I love him. He's a child.
I can't stand him, and he's living my
fair.
dream being on HeadGum.
I'm sorry.
Oh, hi, Sweaty.
So those are my Nancy notes for season 1.
Who else did you have the most notes for?
I think Will has the most.
Will the Wise, the kid who was
It's-
in the show for literally 6
Yeah.
seconds.
I don't know what to tell you. One of them is like that Noah's 10. Like that's one of my notes. One of them is about that screen test. So like, yeah. But a lot of it is like Jonathan's got a lot. Jonathan's probably got the most.
I wonder if there's anything.
Yeah, it is Jonathan. I'm looking at it right now. Actually,
Oh.
Mike has a lot too.
I put all of my 2 of my favorite sounds that I've heard from the first season was the first time my first favorite squishing sounds.
Oh yeah,
I've loved reading the
the closed captioning.
the wet squelching, and I've noticed it ever since you said that. But
That's
like
why I
my,
told you to put it.
my favorite squishes is the one where right before it's when all of the Sweaty, calm down. It's when all of the agents surround them in the school, and she explodes
that-
everybody's brains, and you just hear
Yes.
the
Mm-hmm.
so gross but so satisfying. And then when Nancy plops out of the inside or upside down,
When she's climbing through that tree,
disgusting. And you know,
that noise. First of all, you could never catch me in the woods. Number 2, you would never catch me looking at a tree like that.
well, let me tell you, I've been in the Indiana woods. It is fucking freaky.
Yeah, no,
Like-
I don't trust the woods.
No, it's not a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
Yeah, my next, I would say Jonathan is my next like big one.
Oh,
I think-
this note comes back all the time. Joyce's mom, or Joyce, is first off
A badass.
badass, 100%.
Yeah.
She's the
Mhm.
mom of the century,
100%.
but she is hands down.
So
It's
tiny.
either her or 11 that is putting the entire team on their backs the entire time.
Yeah.
Like especially the first couple of seasons, Hopper. Like yeah, Hopper's cool and Hopper's badass, but Hopper's like
But Hopper makes his own plans and just doesn't listen.
yeah, and Joyce is with it. She's connecting those dots.
She's not doing anything. She just wants her kid back.
Joyce. I have really
That
From the very-
family has so much in my notes. And again, spoiler, but making Will and 11 siblings is the best thing this show has ever done.
I thought that right when it happened. I was like, oh my god, they make so much sense.
Because
as a
they
family.
kind of, it's in my notes, but I'm just gonna say it. But it's in my notes that like Will is the only person that 11 could touch when she was in like the void.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Oh.
she touched him. She could not touch anyone else. Anytime she touched anyone else, they disappeared.
Really?
But she was able to touch Will when she says like mom is coming. Like first of all, mom, that's her mom. That is her mom. But they're like Wonder Twins. They're like connected.
Well, later
I
in
love
later in the seasons, they have the same bowl cut.
I love it. They're uneven. Have you noticed? Wait, one of my favorite memes is that Joyce Byers is doing the bowl cut on all of her kids, and it's uneven as shit, but her bangs are perfect.
I'll look at
You
it.
have to look it up because when you like, especially her season 2 bangs, and then you look like Jonathan's and Will's up, it's like,
Will's haircut was fucking crazy. I
you know
feel
what's
like
more wild is I saw what Noah Schnapp's actual hair looked like in season 3, and the wig that he is wearing for season 3 is better than his actual haircut, and that's insane.
they did him so dirty. I felt like season 4 was when he finally got a decent haircut.
Oh, he hates that bowl cut. Like Noah Schnapp hates that haircut.
Yeah, it looks crazy.
I love it.
Absolutely insane.
I love it.
It's gonna kick us off in less than a minute.
Well,
So,
kick me back in.
oh, you want to go? You want to do another one?
I have more.
So much. Okay, well then we will be back right after these. Give us a
You pee.
minute. Yeah, of course you know I had to be.
Of course.
Okay, we'll be back.